Okay. We are back in Tanzan base. How's everyone doing today? We did run back and heal and did a little bit of other prep work. Shout out to Lissa over the break. So we are going to scoot forwards. Alright. Okay. You've been awake for like 2 hours? Oh. Oh, your sleep schedule's in a place, huh? I give this person a normal Tortuga? What did I do that for? I did press record. Thank you. I really only messed it up the one time. This is like, what, part 11 now? I have been reasonably reliable with it since then. The trauma seeped in, and I did not make the same mistake again. Because they won't see Tortuga in the game otherwise. I mean, wait, okay, so I want to say yes. Because I did try, and I'm not sure if I ultimately succeeded, but I did try to make sure that every single Pokedex Pokemon, legendaries notwithstanding, was seen through if you were to fight all trainers in the main game. I think that I did do that. However, I believe that there is a youngster in Obsidia South Alleyway that has a Tortuga. Because he has all the turtle Pokemon. Oh my god, yo, just got here. I'm gonna press record from first time chat. Hi, Alchemy. Yes, I did. This is just the meme we got now.
Did you post it everywhere too?
Yeah, I did. I didn't actually get a chance to post it to Tumblr, but I posted it everywhere else. And I don't think Tumblr counts anyway. I don't actually think anybody sees it from Tumblr. I forgot to post it there last week as well.
Hello, first person. Pay
Hello.
no attention to the bitch behind the folding wall. That's just me.
She's my favorite bitch behind the folding wall. But, hello, Char, as well.
Like bitches? Jesus.
Yeah, imagine liking bitches. Gay! I don't know if I like this matchup. I actually didn't even pay attention to what it just hit me with. What did it just hit me with? I was just out here pressing buttons. Okay, let's think about what it's going to hit me with. It'll be a fighting move, right? Oh god, do I have Sludge Bomb? I can't hit it with Bulletproof. Let's do
More
this.
like the Count of Monty's bitch. Oh.
Woo!
Oh, don't dignify that word.
No, I like that.
No, you don't.
It's power, that's reclamation. Yes,
No,
I do.
it's... Shut the fuck up.
Stop playing this weird game called Pokemon Reborn and watch the stream. Yeah, that sounds like a pretty weird game. I don't think you should play that game. I think you should just watch this game instead. This is clearly a much better game than that game. That didn't kill. Oh, I perish now. Should I have just used Facade at 4x? No. Aerial Ace still would have been better, right? I have 2 light clays. We'll fix that up. We'll fix that clay thing up now that we have one. Because we did some mining between the streams, but didn't really use any of that yet. Resorted.
Oh, I have to introduce you to the new person.
We have a baby! Oh, hello, new person. Welcome, please. I would like you to meet our small, occasionally disgruntled cat child.
That's me.
Hi, baby.
Feel like I'm more...
Invested in cast roasting. Is this the cat?
I'm always happy to
provide some hot roasts. Bye, Seawag. We will be on the YouTubes. I hope that whatever you are doing is a thing that is done very well and helpfully. Oh?
She's actually not that grumpy. She's really sweet sometimes. It's just that she
doesn't want us to know.
She really doesn't like that. Oh.
She doesn't like being held usually. So like it's a rare it's a cold day in hell that she does like being held, but you know the weather's been weird lately.
Yeah, she does like it sometimes. Sometimes she's really needy, and you know she Sorry, I got distracted by that thing in stream chat. I used to think it wasn't Kira who made them. The cast that made them, and I'm shit.
That's also true.
Shit, what was I talking? Oh yeah, Baby Child. So, Baby Child is sometimes you do just need a hold.
It's true.
But today's not that day, and now she hates me. Baby.
It's okay. Sometimes you just need a hold. That's not true. Cass is gonna hiss at me angrily now. Alright, so these two grunts you would normally fight if you do the any other route, really. But so Laura has put them to sleep. Just based on the massive hole in the cell, I'm going to assume that Saphira already pulled herself out of there. But that means she's probably somewhere in the space, and the others are probably hunting her. I think we should find her before anything bad happens. Let's hurry. Okay, so I was thinking about this last night. Last week on stream, I mentioned that I really don't like this part of the game. And I was thinking about why, because I didn't really elaborate on that last time. And I think that there is... Here, I'm actually going to pull up our XP real quick for this diversion of stuff, because I want to show you all the events for Belrose Manse. And this is going to take a second. But I'm thinking, like, why do I hate this part of the game? And I think that the reason is that, it's fine. This is actually where the game starts getting a little bit more dramatic, I guess. Not really that much more, but it has somewhat of a sense of melodrama, more like Rejuve, I feel. And this is not to...
Wow, I can't believe you just shit on
no,
like that.
No. This is not to...
OMG, forget the cast roasting stream. Did you hear what this bitch just do?
I feel like that sense of drama is more appropriate for Rejuve than Reborn, which is usually more down to earth. I feel like it is kind of a tonal clash. This is not to disparage Rejuve, because a lot of people definitely prefer that. Damn. Yeah, exactly. It's a huge tone diversion, and so that might have been more in line with the early episodes as well, because my original attitude when making a lot of the early content was I wanted it to feel like episodes of the anime, and I moved away from that over time because anime is trash. Sorry, what? Who said that?
Oh my god, you've promised so much.
But this part of the game, because of this route split, is such a pain to edit that I haven't edited it as much as, say, the entire rest of the early game.
Can I click this and move it over here so I can actually see? Oh, there I am too. Yeah. But on a 5-second delay. Sorry, this is my computer now rage face. So see, if you see me looking like this off to the side, it's never mind. I may put something up in front of it. So don't
okay.
worry about it. Okay, so now when you see me looking off to the side like this, that's me trying to see myself. So you can just know that I'm anxious about my appearance. Ailey. Hello, leftover garlic bread. Somebody should really eat you.
That's a thing that we just said to somebody stepping into chat.
But that's their name!
I know. You're right. You're not wrong. However, in a vacuum, that is sure a thing that just got said. What am I looking for? Crystalia. Okay, so I'm gonna see if I can switch views real quick. And this is probably going to go to the wrong window at first.
Okay, that time I think I kind of, error faulted.
Oh,
whatever. You keep going. I've been having a bit of a rough morning, so just so y'all know, if I seem like I'm kind of blue screening, beach balling. Beach balling is probably more appropriate. If I feel like I'm beach balling a little, that's
beach ball sounds fun.
It's been a bumpy morning.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to get back to my life.
Okay. So if I drag this over here, we can see it. Okay, so this is what the layout for the mansion looks like. And You know, this is fine. If we look down here, you can see the characters are in some places.
Oh, we're doing show and tell?
Yeah. The characters are in some places that, like, you know, you can vaguely see what point of the story it's at. If we were to click on this one, this is obviously, like, when Anna is sick. But if we look up here, in this main room, this room is the worst room that I have ever evented. I may actually not be exaggerating about that, just in terms of pure lack of organization, because there are so many different events with characters standing in different places at subtly different points of the game, and then the 4-way route split on top of that, which as far as the players, yeah, as far as the player is concerned, it works. But like event side, I absolutely organized that horribly. I literally dread anytime I have to fix anything in this room, because it means I'm going to have to spend, or at least before Cass made a cool typo fixer. So thanks for that, Cass. Took 10 minutes to grab the side events. Exactly. Tor gets it. Yeah, like I seriously have to count on it's going to take 5 to 10 minutes for me just to find where the thing I want to fix is. And that is like that in general, scrolling through maps and stuff and finding it in events is a non-insignificant part of why later episodes took longer to develop, is just the mechanical time of finding it.
And I think that the event eater definitely helps with that. Because
Substantially.
Because then you can just control F search.
And then you can see exactly what event it's in, or
the event eater. We got some stuff get side that helps with that too. Because like before you mentioned the route split, the thing that I was thinking in the back of my mind was, what about Event House and Calcinon? You know,
Event House in Calcinon is also not great, but I definitely, and here, let's just pull that up while we're talking about it, compare.
Because I think the route split is really where it
the route split,
and the fact that it wasn't your first time dealing with something like that.
Yeah, so there's a few things, because the characters that appear in the Calcinon house, which really should be elevated beyond being a normal house. Like, I should have made this something, as opposed to a random house that they took over, or given that any explanation.
Something. Cool. Great, that's the developer hindsight we all came here for.
But like there's a few distinct advantages, because I feel like even looking at this, because all of the characters here are so much more varied than the ones in Belrose, I still look at this and at least mostly know which part of the story each of these characters corresponds to. And it's also a smaller room. There's less crowding.
And I feel like at the end of the day, the real culprit here is still RMXP. Because if RMXP was better organized, like, so I feel like you should be able to do scenes, right? Like, you can have a map and then you overlay different scenes onto it, right? So then you can be like, okay, this is happening in this scene, this is happening in that scene, right? So then you can just have, like, variables that control the scenes and stuff.
So I think I get what you mean, and it's true that RMXP doesn't have a direct built-in support for that. However, I feel like that's on me, because I got a lot better at organizing events and keeping them cleaner, especially going into post-game. Well, because it depends on how I set it up. I've actually been doing the same thing for Starlight, right? Because MV hasn't changed the way that it handles events. But instead of having a million events that are positioned wherever the trigger, like per wherever the story trigger needs to have them positioned, I'm having one event per character, and then I have a second event, or rather an extra event that, based on story trigger, yeets them into position.
That's true, but I also feel like that whole yeeting things into position thing, that's a scene. RMXP should just be able to do that.
Well, yeah.
No, sorry. Like, just say yeah. You don't have to. No need to argue. We can just agree. We did it! Yay! Now, if you'll excuse me, Kira's attacking my chair.
Kira. That's true. We really did take over a random house rather than Charlotte's gym. Now, to be fair, Charlotte's gym probably would have been a prime target.
Oh god, no. There's no way we could have done it in Charlotte's gym.
Oh, also that. Well, okay.
Oh, God.
So, So we could have made a foyer in a separate map. But Charlotte's Gym is disaster for lag.
God, where's... Do you happen to have an old Reborn?
I might have.
Oh, they'd all probably try and run on your... They'd run on the same save files, though.
They probably would. I don't think we need to demonstrate, but I will show. Like players who played old episodes know how bad Charlotte's Gym used to be able to lag.
Charlotte's Gym...
Where is it?
Was so bad. Here.
Yeah, I see. Right there. Literally the map below. Yeah. So because of how we had to event this puzzle, every square is an event, but that's a lot of events. That's too many events.
So like this is the kind of old Rebornians will remember. Like new Rebornians just don't understand, right?
Cass saved you all from...
So I'm gonna also scoot this over a little bit just so it looks a little bit less like I'm looking off to the side. Hi, that's my hand. Don't mind me. Okay, cool. So I'm a little bit of a tech nerd. I've got some nice high-end computer shit. This place lagged for me on like forget speed up. Like this barely ran normally. Normal, right? And that's just because of like it was an old version of the language, and the events were handled poorly, and everything was updating all the time. And the engine wasn't optimized. This place was. You saw the visceral reaction that I had when just reading off the comment of why not do it in Charlotte's Gym, like, oh God, no, please do not bring up that unspeakable place. Like that's...
Yeah, there have been problems. I mean, if I make a new event here, 239 events.
And like the thing is with all the new engine upgrades, like that would run like a dream on anybody's computer now. But back in the day,
that just killed it.
Oh God, it was the worst place. I mean, there's maybe also Ametrine.
Ametrine was usually pretty good, I think. It was that Chrysolia, occasionally Obsidian. So Apophel was map connection lag. That was less common. So for some people, Apophel and Barrel would lag, but for most, they didn't.
Yeah, and then, oh God, not Rotochrome, Malchus.
Malchus, and, there was one more. Route 2.
Yeah, and I think that, unfortunately, Jasper, or the Vine animations didn't run too great in the final release of V19. Like, it runs well. It runs so much better than it did before, but it never quite hits peak speed up. But I think that if we were to ever, do like a post-release, like hey, here's some improvements, kind of thing.
Well, how much optimization stuff is within your rewrite? As far as map stuff, do you think that would make any kind of difference?
System rewrite?
Or just all the rewrites that you guys have been doing? Probably not much if it's just
probably not much, system. But there's been an engine update that handles how it loads in graphics differently.
Oh yeah, I heard about that.
So you don't have to load in the same. You don't have to load in and then animate a graphic every frame anymore.
Yeah, that's probably important.
That's how Deso E6 manages to run.
Woo! So this is now a Deso dev stream. With that house, the idea there was that it was somebody who perished or whatever in the meteor attack, and they're just now using that as a covert base of operations. Running out of Charlotte's Gym, story-wise, would be a bad idea because that would be a prime target for meteor to attack, but that's never really explored or elaborated on at any point. It's just kind of there in some random house. It's weird.
Yeah. Like, hindsight 2020 and all, I feel like, in its completed state, the main flaw with Pokemon Reborn is that you can kind of tell that it was being generated and thought up as you went along. Just a little bit.
Yeah.
right? Like there aren't a ton of like tightly woven overarching themes, right? You know, there's probably more stuff that could have been explored, but who cares? It's fun anyway.
Yeah, pretty much. And like I really want to explore more compact themes and you know, be more clever and deliberate about foreshadowing and weaving things together, and I'm doing that in a different project, not this one. I need to move on. We got here by commenting about how I was not super happy with this part of the game, and this was all just to say, because of the eventing nightmare with the 4 different routes, it is like a significant barrier to actually editing and polishing the content of this part of the game, and so I haven't really.
This game was in development for like 90% of my life.
How?
Wow, I just heard you kill Ame.
How old are you? I need to know. I'm awaiting my death by a number.
15.
Choose the number that is my death. Okay.
That could have been worse.
That could have been worse. Honestly, that's so weird though. To think about that much. Because if you were 15... Okay, so I started Reborn in 2007. As a site, that is. I started the site in 2007. So you are...
Allegedly. Is there any proof of that?
Probably somewhere. There are witnesses, if nothing else.
How do we know it was you? Do you have evidence that it was you who made the site? I want to see the documents. I want to see the evidence.
Shit. Maybe it wasn't me. Maybe I am simply five bull pics in a trench coat.
Well, see, you know, if you really want, you know, I've been telling I own Pokemon cards from before they were born. Kira, who you just saw a moment ago, you know, she was angry. Kira is actually 18 and a half years old.
Yes, Kira is older.
Kira is older than, at this point, probably a solid third of the community. Because it's like, you know, there's kind of like the young enough to, you know Pokemon, but then old enough to know that, like, fan games and, like, emulators exist, so... Like,
yeah.
It's,
I realized after I made that switch that I should have gone to Flygon.
Yeah, no, Kira is ancient. She will live forever.
Yeah, she literally does not act
she
like she's
literally
aged.
Does not. Like, this is a story that we tell a lot, so I'll tell it again, and some people might, you know, get mad at me for repeating, but fucking deal with it. She was taken to the vet, and the vet was like, wow, she looks great for a cat going on 8.
Seriously, they had her paperwork wrong, but they examined her, their paperwork was off by a decade, and they said she looks perfectly healthy. Maybe we could clean her teeth a little. That was all they said.
For a cat going on 8.
8.
Like.
Oh, let's read this real quick.
Like.
Yeah.
Also, first time chatter who scrolled by. We were talking in the meantime, but you're welcome. I'm glad that you like it.
Yes, welcome. Thank you. I appreciate that a lot. I'm always super grateful for people who are like. Any attention to Starlight just warms my heart.
Oh. God, Umi.
Huh?
Wait, is that what the psychic... Has the psychic thing always looked like that?
Yeah, that's the canon icon.
That only just fucking clicked.
There's no eye?
That it's just that it looks so wrong.
Oh. Yeah. Was that...
I don't know how the hell I just did that with my brain. Wow.
You just saw that and you're like, wow. Well, probably because...
That and I was like, is that what it... God, that looks kind of like a V. I'm sorry. Right?
Yeah,
oh
me
my
neither.
God.
Me either.
Thank you. Thank fucking God.
I didn't realize that.
Oh man, that's... Whew. This is... Whew.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that is just straight the actual 3rd gen type icon copied in. And I sure didn't realize that. It looks so weird now. Cass just hurt everyone in chat.
I was also just like, wait, what? Because I just... Fuck, and now I got distracted again. What was I saying? I was trying to talk to the guy who was saying the thing.
Something, the Starlight guy?
I'm glad that you're looking forward to stuff. And,
Yes, thank you.
And yeah, no, I'm glad that you like the game.
Just fuck up my
I drifted into the, I drifted back into the, Reborn Discord server.
Side check.
And it's nice to see that everybody's getting a kick about all of like the characters and stuff. But anyway, you know, it's just yeah, you know, I'm glad you like it. And also, God, why does that look like that? It was
Psychica. You have no memory. And Pyrolycite is the person who made the like UI mod, so presumably Pyrolycite spent some time with this. So we are all here suffering together.
Hi. Yeah. No, this is... I just looked at that and I was like, wait, that's spelled wrong. Wait, is that how that's always looked? Is that real?
That's real. That's just canon.
And now, naturally, I have to go and look at what it looked like in Gen 3 because
boy.
I started on Ruby, so
yeah.
I just have to go look at this really quick, okay? Just hold tight. Oh my God! Yeah, there it is.
That is what that is.
There it is.
It's right on Cerebi.
It's right on Cerebi.
Yep, that's it.
You don't even have to click in. You just open up the Gen 3 decks, and there it is.
Yep. Sick.
Oh my God! It's like that in Gen 4 too.
Is it really?
And
5.
Wait. Hold the fucking phone. That's gotta be a mistake. There's gotta be something wrong here.
We are seeing that on Cerebi's page, it still looks like that even up to Gen 7. But the games themselves probably don't still use that icon, right? That could just be Cerebi.
A psyop on Psychic? I need to sit down.
Harder than you are currently already sitting?
I need to sit down way harder than I'm currently sitting.
Alright. An experiment testing the effects of pulse systems on unevolved Pokemon. Its function is seamless transportation. Its body seems to reject all machine input at the apparent cost of its psyche. So about Abra, I assume that everybody here, and I have been mistaken for assuming this in the past, but I'm going to assume that everybody here has at least finished the main story.
They spelled it fully starting in Gen 6.
Okay, good for them.
It was like that the whole time before. I guess we've all just seamlessly shifted over to the new version.
Yeah.
And so now that we're looking back at the old one, we're like, bleh. What was that sound I made? Whoa! Now that we've shifted over to the new version, it looks really weird, but oh man, that's okay. Neither have I. Some asshole made post game really fucking hard. I don't know who that asshole was, but
could be anyone.
We should. I think that we should start a long-term drawn-out harassment campaign against her to make sure that she pays for what she's done.
Oh dear. So let's see. What was I just going to say? Oh yeah. So the thing with Abra at the end of it main game is something that I've been sitting on. That graphic that is in the bottom of Beneath the Stairway. I always wanted there to be something like that there to indicate that was the spot that you would teleport to from the Champion Hall later, and I didn't really know how to make that graphic visually. Like my spriting was still kind of iffy when I was making the first few episodes, so it got added pretty late. But this was basically always the plan for Abra, and I really one of the things that I do enjoy about I guess one of the things that I do really enjoy about this segment of the game is how, like, just an aside it seems to be until that very final moment. Okay, so let's grab this real quick. And probably should switch my lead.
God, I feel like I'm kind of exhausted myself.
It has been emotionally exhausting. There's just been a lot of psychic damage today.
Shut the fuck up. Why? No, don't pat yourself on the back for that. No.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, you really pressed.
I'm sorry.
Cry emoji.
No. It took me multiple months to get back into because he had trauma from that one boss fight. Which one? Oh, the trauma boss fight? The one that is concentrated trauma?
Oh, the trauma boss fight.
Didn't Barrel Cave also used to have a locked door, like the one beneath the staircase? So there were a lot of those doors that were... I ended up changing the graphic for them and making them ethereal as opposed to physical doors. But I believe that we actually did use that for post-game. It's okay. This is not an 18+ game. It's an enter at your own risk game. Oh, okay. I didn't like choose to make those motions, but I think I accidentally made the right ones. Gardo. So we just fought Hilda. Oh, we fought Hilda on the other side. Because I remember that Ricardo is Hilda's partner. What do I do about this?
God, I really feel like I've just exhausted myself.
Yeah, good stream. Good day, everyone. Let's all go to bed.
I'm going back to bed.
Okay, I can take this, right? I can take this. As long as I... Okay. That, frankly, did a lot less than I expected. I guess no stab, but still. Sure. You forgot what was a spring thing until you checked sprite edits? Oh, the stream? Well, I'm glad you made it. What is with double edging this guy? What's wrong with this guy? Why did I use Earthquake instead of Rock Slide? Who am I?
Oh god, why am I ready for bed?
12-year-old self. Thanks for taking 3 years making I think my 12-year-old self would have actually died on that fight. You know what?
You know, yeah.
You know what?
You know what?
You're so welcome, and I appreciate that.
Yeah, no, you really have no idea how much life you just breathed back into Ame.
That's like HP plus 5.
That's ridiculous right there. But you just like.
Oh, I should be ready for this. We do have 9 tails in the start. Let's go ahead and...
Cause see, I keep telling her, right, that, you know, it's okay to take your time making the video game, right? Like, you're getting better as you work on it, right? And it just means that the fucking, you know, it's gonna be that much better when you do finish it, right? And she's been all like, but it's 10 years.
Yeah.
Here, hold on. Let me, if you don't mind, I need to. I'll get a.
Yeah.
Let me get.
We actually
really
recorded some of my
so,
my conversation that I was having around my feelings about how long it takes.
So I think that. First of all, I need to make sure that I don't have. Okay, stream's muted on my computer. Okay, cool. So this is a direct voice recording of Ame while we were.
This is a deep conversation.
Yeah. So here we go. That was it.
And you know, I think I was right about that. I think I said that very well. Like, I understand and growing, I have moved past that. I'm still working on moving past that, but I feel a lot better about it now.
You know, sometimes, yeah, I mean, you know, you still have your moments, right, where occasionally you're just like, that again, like this morning.
True.
Sorry,
That's fair. That's
I
fair.
roasted you.
It's every like I just wake up every weekend and have a minor emotional meltdown. I'm gonna try and stop doing
It's
that.
okay. Yeah, maybe. It's okay. We believe in personal growth. And God, I'm so exhausted now. I can't even words myself.
All right.
I just said words myself.
No, that one's good. That was some good words.
Yeah, I've had a long day, and God, we've been awake for 2 hours. Maybe.
We'll go with that after this.
Cool.
Amy, you shouldn't have come. What, Laura too? It would have been better just to abandon me. I can take care of myself. Now she's put herself in danger. Give me just a moment. I can open the central gate.
Here, 1 second. I'll be right back. I have a Saphira cosplay.
Hold it right there. Buy me some time. What's about to happen?
Gotta make sure that it's there we go, angled correctly so that you can appreciate it.
Yep, that's a pretty good cosplay. I can hardly tell the difference. You are now a bisexual icon.
Hi. See, if I was a lesbian icon, this would just be a sword.
Exactly,
Like
that
a
is true.
real sword. That's the difference, right? You know, people. You know, everybody is always so concerned about the differences between bisexuals and lesbians all the time. You know, this is a completely normal, rational thing to bring up in the middle of the stream.
Totally.
But like, you know, if you're wondering what the difference is, Saphira's a handful of knives, and Titania is just literally a sword.
Oh, to just literally be a sword. I don't think I have a good way to do anything about this Luminion right now, so whatever. For the Gumi special encounter, can the overworld sprite be shiny too? No. They're, in general, overworld sprites do not react to shininess because the Pokemon itself is actually generated upon clicking on the sprite, not beforehand.
It would be so hard to make overworld sprite icons that are shiny, and I don't want people to do it. That means you, Smeargle.
Yeah. Shout out to Smeargle making shiny eggs and party icons for E19. Smeargle basically did that project himself.
Seriously, that is a stupid, ridiculous amount of work, and don't do it again. Because
we're concerned about you.
Because one, we're worried about you, and two, just please. This is really
not
not
worth
it.
Yeah.
We don't want to code that in either, right? But just, you know, yeah. It's just, yeah, you know.
Yeah.
So.
You send in a horse against my fox? That's not how Pokemon works. Para asks how long are we gonna stream? I don't know. This might end up being a shorter one. We'll see how we're feeling.
We'll see how the vibe goes. Maybe, you know. Like, if I'm already ready to pass out, it might be kind of shorter, but I mean, I don't know.
We'll see.
This is the first stream in a while that I've actually shown up for,
yeah.
So
we'll see how the energy is.
Kind of having a nice time.
Yeah. We don't have any pressing need to leave this time, but we were thinking about maybe keeping it shorter for the sake of EU folks. So we'll just see how it goes.
Well, yeah, you know, we'll just maybe I'll pass out live on stream.
Yeah, the horse did do reasonably well against the fox. I got outplayed there.
Say, ring ding 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 ding, ring ding 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 ding, ring ding 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 ding.
Oh god, no, please don't make the overall like you know, if you want to, I'm not gonna stop you, but I'm worried about you, you know?
No, don't. Just don't do it. Just don't do it. Just
save yourself.
Just don't. Like, it's not even worth it because we wouldn't use most of them. You'd have to remake them for every game.
Yeah. And each of the Pokemon Sylveon wants to evolve into also need to be shiny. Oh dear. Well, no, because those are on TV. That wouldn't necessarily be the case. Okay, so a couple other questions. Why did I make the Beldam encounter so strange? I think I gave the full account of that in a different stream. Or maybe I was going to. Have I done that already? I don't know. It was a bug. I'm now second guessing myself. I thought I talked about it before. It was a bug in episode 10. Let's go with that. That you could accidentally get the Tauros from Route 1 there. And so I decided when I fixed it to leave that one spot as a secret Easter egg that I hoped that it would take people a long time to find, and they found it immediately because somebody data mined and told everybody. Yeah, but that cutscene is based on what it's seeing on TV. There was one other thing I thought.
Oh, sorry, my knee is in the way.
No, you're fine. Oh, yeah, if we lock Saphira and Titania in a room for an hour, do they become best friends, or do you end up with 27 out of 2 corpses? I'm gonna say that depends entirely on the context in which they get locked in there.
It is entirely on, like, frankly, I've had a similar line of thought regarding, what if I ever ran into myself, right? Like, and I really think that it's so circumstantial how that goes, because, like, if the vibes align, it'd probably be great, but if they don't align, then
yeah, violence and bloodshed.
Oh, violence and bloodshed.
You can bring so you can only bring Tauros into the wasteland now, but it used to be because of the bug that if you were on a Tauros and fainted, you could respawn with Tauros at any Pokemon Center. Blast! We couldn't stop them. That's right, you can't. Now, are you going to run, or do you need to be burned to a crisp? Boo. Pathetic. Let me heal your team after that. Great, now let's get a move on. Also, like, these... I appreciate that this is the start of the part of the game where I started trying to get the characters more actively involved in the, like, dungeon scenarios and stuff. Dungeon, loosely. But I just don't think much of these things. Or this base, frankly.
It was Baby's first attempt to start making a real game.
Yeah. Well, it wasn't even my first attempt. I did forget about the future sight. I did not remember that was the thing that occurred. That's on me. Baby made this game? Yeah, so that's kind of the whole mystery. I don't know how many of these past streams you caught. I saw that you were first time chatter, but I don't know if you watched past them. But one of the things that we've realized, Facade is stronger than Aerial Ace, right? But that doesn't kill. I need to EV this, huh? That's the issue. One of the running themes of this stream has been, did I actually make this game though? I'm kind of sus.
Oh, that's sus.
I'm a little sus.
That's sus.
We meet again, Amy. Stow your hands. I'm in no condition to fight. This entire base and force has been reduced to a pathetic set of workers because of that woman. You know, the one with the Dragonite. You heard what happened, right? She attacked us as we were crossing the lake. We each came on individual rafts. Pairs grouped up, partner with partner. Terra was with me, of course. And that witch decided, hey, what if we shot the sitting ducks on the pond? She swooped down from the sky and started shooting us down 2 by 2. There wasn't anything we could do but sit there and take her attacks, and Terra is dead. That woman killed her. Terra and 4 others. Most of us were able to swim back to shore, but I couldn't save her. That's twice now that I'll have my revenge on her, somehow, someday. Until then, leave me. Go. I won't try to stop you or anything. Just need to be alone. Like I was when all of this began. This whole subplot with Simon was definitely also something that I just did on a whim. Like there was the bit where humanizing them a bit in the base with Charlotte, and I'm like, Yeah, sure. We can just
What if that keeps
bring them
going?
back. Yeah, it makes sense to have them show up again. There should be more whether you pet the evolution battles.
Yeah, maybe. I think that's probably fair.
It's not that Terra died twice. It's the second time he's lost somebody close to him.
You know, thinking about Saphira and oh my god, her name is just
Titania?
yeah. I looked for her name in
That's
my
okay.
brain and there was nobody home.
Error 404. Internal server error.
Out to lunch. Saphira, Titania, and Lynn, like, this is, you know, deal with your trauma, people. That's all I'm trying to say here.
Pain!
Get that looked at by a professional.
I guess I die.
We're worried about you.
Wait, I still outspeed with paralysis?
And
Why
that's-
is Vikavolt so slow?
And also, you know, we worry about you and also me, because I don't want to be murdered by you, okay? Handling trauma, very healthy.
True,
Do it.
true. Everybody gotta be responsible for their own shit.
Yep.
Like, the last name thing is just a coincidence to top that off. That's another choice that I sure made and don't really like that I made. It's such a serious quest until that final moment. I'd sure let that happen.
I mean, it kind of depends on how you look at it, I guess. It's like, wow, we were actually family the whole time, and I didn't just feel like we were family, we were actually family.
Yeah, that's fair. I
But-
appreciate the generous interpretation.
Yeah,
I don't think I share it, but I do appreciate it.
that's okay. Sometimes that's, you know, it's, for, yeah. Yep, nailed it. Hot mess live on.
That's us. We are Hot Mess Incorporated. This doesn't kill. This doesn't kill Palisand, right? Oh, the crit will do it.
Palisand?
Yeah.
That was a Sol Rock.
No, Palisand was previous.
Oh. Oh. Okay. I thought you brain messed up and I was gonna get ya. You know, it's kind of like the you know, like the bottom.
Is that really the last time we see Julia's exes? No, they're in after that, right? They have to be.
Julia's exes?
Yeah, Ringo and Rod, Julia has some post-game dialogue, I believe. Or either post-game or one of the interviews talking about how she used to date them. And she mixed them up, too. They die in WTC.
Now, to be fair, nobody remembers Ringo. Not even the real one.
They sure do. Tor is correct. As he usually ends up being. Now, yeah, I was gonna say, this here is a good old-fashioned Mexican standoff. Because, this match is not what it seems to be.
Ooh. Oh right, this is the guy
the
that
guy.
This is the guy that gets you every time. Cool. And that worked for nobody because neither of you are gonna have any decent moves. Like at best that Zoroark is going to have Sludge Bomb.
Yeah.
In which case you do have
Well,
one
no,
for-
it definitely doesn't. Otherwise, it wouldn't have used punishment, I think.
Cool. You
I win.
win this fake out stupid Monslap fight.
That's the only Meteor Grunt that you know the team through the entire game.
Yeah,
That's
like
fair
it's
saying.
because every fucking time, right? I feel like it's kind of the same thing with Ace too.
Yeah.
It's like because you know when making Ace when making Ace's teams, it's just like, oh man, this is gonna get them every time.
Yeah.
And I think,
We've had so much
I
fun
think
with
I
that.
remember when we were doing internal testing. And we were watching people fight Ace. It was just like every time.
Every time.
Every time.
And that was such a good time, honestly.
It was pretty good. It is sometimes fun to see, you know, people's reactions. I like knowing that people like the game, you know?
Yeah. Okay, and I believe I can just proceed here without healing because we should get yeeted right down. Sigmund, you're going to pay for everything you've done. And what exactly does that include, Saphira? Restraining the psychotic woman who attacked me. Caring for those assigned to me by the city. Caring? You think pinning a child down and lighting her up is caring for her? You think half the things you've done to me were caring for me? Don't talk to me about caring, Doctor. You don't know the meaning of the word. Didn't I end up writing the same thing with Anna and Gentle? Is everybody just telling Sigmund that he doesn't know English? I must have written these scenes, like, years apart. I didn't go over this part of the game when editing, because, again, the route split made it such a huge pain. Like, I did a little bit, but not in depth.
Sigmund Connell sucks at psychology and words. Which, also, you know what? Add Sigmund to that list. Spoilers. Add Sigmund to that list. If you know, you just know. On... Yeah. Thematic echo.
We'll go with that. I would not say such things if I were you. I have devoted my life to learning how to care for those around me. I will not be so disrespected by an unruly little girl. Lizzie, no. I know. I mustn't become angry. Is he talking to himself again? Nothing. It's nothing.
Man, I'm making a really good cringe face there. I didn't even really mean to. That's just where my appearance is now. But...
Resting cringe face.
I need to think about what I've done.
Doctor, is something the matter? You again? No. There are more pressing concerns right now. Step aside. Zell, I've just received a communication. Lynn will be coming here shortly to observe our progress. Lynn. Why does that sound familiar? Probably because nobody in this godforsaken team can find it in their heart to shut up about her. Lynn this, Lynn that. How many promotions in a row has she gotten now? I swear even Solaris answers to her by now. She's coming now, though. Abra still won't listen to us. That Abra, what are you doing to it? Well, we need to get into a certain place, but it's sealed tight, so Lynn thought maybe if we amplify Abra's power and ask it nicely, that maybe it could teleport us into there? Unfortunately, this stupid thing won't listen to a single one of our damn commands. It's just been causing trouble constantly. Does that mean that everything strange that's been happening around Spinel Town is because of this? Correct. Although unlike previous operations, our objective was not to disturb the nearby areas. Any oddities or damage to the town and surrounding area may have incurred have simply been a side effect of Abra's unfocused power. That's enough, Zell. Focus on getting that thing tamed, otherwise Lynn is going to have all of our heads. Hey, we're still busting up this party. Don't think you can just ignore us. In that case, you can be our test subject. Go ahead, Zell. Allow me to finish what I started on the lake. Saphira? Where did she... Goodbye, Saphira. I'll enjoy not meeting you again. The others, Zell? Very good. Where did you send them? I don't think they actually know. It could be anywhere. Work on it. We need to have that Abra focused to perfection. Our time... What?
This entire time, I'm just sitting... So I haven't seen the game from the start for a while, so... You know, every time he's... Whatever the fuck you say, Paul!
Paul's mad. Paul mad though.
Paul mad, bro. Bro.
Bro, Paul's mad.
God.
Bro, Paul's on his shit again.
God, that's such a, like, sitting in your recliner with a beer name. And I say that despite knowing some people who are named Paul who are definitely not like that. But, like,
It's only an issue because he's so edgy.
I feel like on him, it feels like that, you know? Like,
yeah, exactly.
Like, you know, on other people, the name works fine. On you...
Yeah. Literally.
That's probably why he's so edgy, because nobody would ever take him seriously.
Exactly. No, that is pretty much what we talked about when we picked the name.
Yeah. Because nobody took him seriously.
Yeah.
Fuck, I'm gonna, yeah, because that's why.
Serious.
That's, see, because I'm sick.
Yeah.
Oh man, I'm on a roll today.
Woo! Our time is running thin. Okay, we been neat. I'm not gonna worry about mining. I think I'm pretty good on mining stuff after the cleanup over this last week. Here we have Lara. Amy? My outfit is all dirty. Where are we? It smells awful in here. Is this some kind of acid? These containers look like the ones in the meteor's base. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Isn't there another one somewhere? I really hate the number 7. That must seem strange to you, I'm sorry.
She's just seen a lot of Brad Pitt, Morgan Freeman movies.
Oh. How do I explain? For me, it really, bothers me when there isn't an even number or something. I know it's weird, but it's how I've always been. In particular, the number 8 has always held special significance for me. To me, it's just relaxing to see something set up in 8 parts. It's a sort of perfect symmetry. Does that make sense at all? Charlotte likes to give me a hard time about it. She'd be laughing at me right now. But the reason I hate the number 7, real quick before I forget it while we're here, Laura's whole bit about the number 8 specifically here, I ended up soft basing on, I used to do tutoring in university, and one of my students had that thing that she told me about the number 8 and her OCD a bit, and I just I always planned for Laura to be like OCD-ish, but I didn't want to be disrespectful about it, so I kind of took the opportunity of having a real world example of that to just lean on, so that I'm not hopefully just drawing that completely out of pocket. The reason I hate the number 7, I was reminded by something one of the meteors said. They mentioned Lynn, right? I am planning to do post-game. You know, I may take a break or may low commitment it or something, but you know, I would like to get to post-game. I knew a girl named Lynn once, back at the orphanage. It was a couple years ago. She was a little girl, just a little younger than Anna. But she was terrifying. She took pleasure in finding out others' secrets and extorting them. Even though she was so young, she always tried to manipulate everyone, and she was good at it. And for me, whenever I finally had 8 of something, she would always take one. For instance, I would often write and draw in my notebook, and I had differently colored pens, but if I ever got 8 pens, she would break one of them, and she would just walk away laughing. I know it seems childish, but in a place like that, you don't get your own possessions very often, and she always had to ruin it. It was always left with 7, and something broken that couldn't be replaced. That's why I hate it. I'm not really sure what happened to that girl, Lynn. The doctor got really angry at her after she pulled a trick on him. He took her upstairs, locked us in our cells, and after that we never saw her again. Some of the kids say she escaped. Others said the doctor killed her. I don't really know. But obviously there's no way that girl could be associated with Team Meteor. She would be way too young. Let's see if we can find a way out of here. I'm sorry for talking so much. I was just thinking. It all seems so strange. If we were both taken down here, then maybe Saphira is nearby. I'm going to go look for her, okay? Okay, yeah, somebody mentioned it here, but this is where this Viper event used to be. I really like the idea of it just being down here and lapping up the battery acid. It seems like a nice treat for a little snake. How did Sigmund not notice that Link had a marshmallow on her? Well, she didn't. That's actually a good point, though. That's good cue to the order of events. Because I imagine some people interpret it differently, but I generally imagined that she went to Terrace after the orphanage rather than the other way around. Ame, is playing through your game akin to partaking of a well-made pie you helped make fresh from the oven? I do like cooking. Homemade pie.
It's more like, so I feel like it's not even like a helped make fresh from the oven. I'm kind of like a help make fresh from the oven. Like, Ami invented pies, but she also forgot that she invented pies. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like...
It's been so long.
Because, like, there's helping make the pie, and then there's inventing pies, and, like, even, like, for all my stuff, right? Like, I've only been here for, a little chunk of the end of it. Right? So it's just, she invented pies, and then forgot! She don't even know what flavor pie this is.
Yeah, this is, I think you call it... A quiche?
Is it apple pie? Is it cranberry? Is it a kumquat?
I don't even know what a kumquat is.
I just said that on stream. It's a fruit. Okay, we're gonna have to. We should go and take a break just so that people know what that is. Yeah. No, see?
I feel like we looked this up before.
We have. It's kumquats are a small fruit group of fruit-bearing trees.
See, I always think that it's a vegetable.
It's a citrus.
Huh.
And Joyce Poyce, you're correct. It is absolutely Tara's favorite food.
The cooking comparison is interesting because I think one of the reasons that I like cooking is because it's so immediate gratification. This shit I've been working on for years and only just finished last year. Cooking, I start making it, I'm done in half an hour. Bada boom, we got a meal. It's easy gaming.
I mean, I think that's one way to look at it, but it's really kind of like, you've made this game 19 times and it just kept getting better and better each time.
Yeah, that's true. I would like to make Starlight 19 times.
Hun, please don't hurt yourself.
No, that wasn't the painful comment.
On stream. Okay.
I'm looking forward to getting that point where it's an iteration as opposed to making it ground up.
Yeah, that's true, and you're right. I just worry about you.
Okay, that's fair.
Make sure that
Cass has spent a lot of time trying to minimize my self-inflicted psychic damage.
Yeah, that's I've been so tied up in other things lately that's really just I'm an advisory role these days. So I'm just Yeah, and I'm trying to turn to face the camera a little bit more, partially so that you can, like, see me better, and partially so that I don't just sit here and see the side profile of my face. That's just, I don't usually look at that part. I don't know if it's the best part of me, you know what I'm saying?
These earthquakes are like the ones that have been happening in Chrysolia. We can't have gone too far, but they're stronger in here. Could we be near their source? We were talking about pies. Okay, so, have I talked about the Dratini tile? I'm just gonna run. So everybody knows what happens in this room. You go forward, you talk to Saphira, there's a thing, we'll see it in a minute, and then a different tunnel opens up because the idea is Steelix just, like, broke through the rock behind you real quick. But each of those is set up on a different map, technically, because that's the easiest way for me to actually, like, make the map change, is to make different versions of the map that appear to be the same and switch them. So the Dratini tile, we talked about the Beldam thing. And that was a bug that I wanted to make into an Easter egg that I hoped that would go undiscovered for a long time, and it didn't. And so around that time, around episode 10, 11, 12 range, I was really feeling like, God, I feel like no matter what I put into this game or how obscure it is, somebody is going to find it. And so I decided to test this theory.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. I decided to test this theory by putting in a tile on a random spot. It was I don't know the exact spot, but it was like along here on this wall. And it was only this version of the map, meaning if you walk up here, you would not be able to get the tile. And the tile, if you clicked on it, it said, hey, it briefly explained what I was doing, like, hey, this was a test, this was an experiment. If you happened to find this tile, this random ass tile from clicking on the wall, no item finder or anything, please email me, and I will add a Dratini to your save file. Because it was not available for that point, and was not available for several episodes after that. The Mew is a different story, actually. We'll get to that.
Oh God, there's so many fucking stories.
There are. That's what the story is for, though. This is good. I appreciate the ask. So I was testing if somebody would eventually find it, and for a year or two, I did not hear about that tile, and then I made a post officially stating on the forum, okay, the experiment has ended. I am no longer excited. I think I had mentioned that there was a secret tile like that. Some people looked for it, but it eventually passed into obscurity. So I think a year or two later, I made a post saying, hey, okay, I am ending the event Dratini tile. If anybody finds it after this, it doesn't count. And then, like, within weeks after that, I got an email by somebody who at the least claimed to have accidentally found the Dratini tile. They claimed that they did not know about my thread closing the event, which is why they had emailed me. I can't know for a fact that they are being honest about it. But I chose and choose to believe them, and I did end up giving them a Dratini. And there was one person after that, a few months later.
Legendary Pokemon Dratini.
Yeah.
God, that was a really good James. That was pretty good.
So that was that. This was the site of that experiment, was just, what is the most obscure place I can possibly do? Middle of the game, in a map that gets erased, on the side of a wall. People will click on the floor, but they won't click on the wall because item finder spots usually aren't there. Okay, so somebody asked about the Mew. Let's step up here real quick. Let's run from this. So in the room with, did we address the relationship point branch here? No, we didn't. I can mention that. In the, is there a dead end? That's not good. Who's there? Saphira? Lara, is that you? And Amy? I'm stuck at the bottom of this accursed chasm. Fortunately, the echo is enough for me to hear you two. Are you okay? I'm not hurt, but I don't see a way up. It's too narrow down here to fly. And then there's that. The earthquakes are only getting bigger. Do you think whatever's causing them might be around here? If we could find it, maybe we could help all of Chrysalia. Right, take a look then. I'll keep looking for some way to climb up. Alright. God, I hate the dialogue in this section. I wish I'd edited this more. This is another place where it's kind of a pain in the ass to edit this because of the branching route. The four-way was oppressive, but even two-way branches are just a little bit suffocating to write and edit.
You poor Mew. So the Mew thing. So in a certain map in the Wasteland Caves, there is a single grass tile that is behind a fence. And that map has Mew in it. Mm-hmm. In that grass tile. But because the grass tile is surrounded by fences, you can't actually get the Mew.
And even if you debug there, even if you walk through, you can't move anywhere to trigger encounters.
So it's just... Baby?
Child?
Sorry, I heard cat noises. One moment.
Yeah, you can sweet scent. That's true. Is she okay?
Okay, it looks like she's okay. I don't know what happened.
Okay. So I put that there out of spite. Because when I was, let's see, it must have been 10 maybe, there's this kid on the playground that I was playing at randomly, and he told me a lot of things, such as that in Crystal version specifically, you can actually get to the Orange Islands if you take Lapras and swim into a specific part of the boundary of the map. It was an Easter egg the developers added for the Orange Islands. So Kid told me that. He also told me that the grass outside of Pallet Town in Red and Blue, because they surround the map with grass in the original Red and Blue. You could get all 3 of the starters and Mew wild. And so I spent a lot of time trying to figure out how to get to the grass outside Pallet Town. It was right there. I could see it on the game screen, but I couldn't get to it. Those games were really broken. I knew about the flag glitch and, missing them and all that, so I was like, maybe if I do something with that, I can get to the grass outside Pallet Town. And I couldn't. I never found a way. So it became for me, as a teenager, a symbol of, like, things that, are always just out of reach no matter what you do. So
even though it's really just a god who doesn't have experience with BS.
Exactly. Literally just playground bullshit. But I put the Mew there out of spite because of that.
Except this time it is actually an Easter egg that the developers left in,
yeah.
I suppose.
Well, and like as a kid, the idea of, oh my god, there's actually a whole other region if you do this specific secret thing, like that's exciting to me. That's one of the things that I like about that I am proud that I've been able to do with Reborn, is that it's not like a whole other region, but there are so many like small hidden areas and things to get from just bullshit like Veldum, where you would never imagine that this is a thing that you would do. Like, I enjoy that.
Lots of dumb bullshit.
Yeah. I appreciate hearing that everybody has their own version of that thing with the other regions and things. It sounds like that brand of bullshit is just timeless, and I appreciate that.
Like my thing, I remember, like, if you were to surf in a certain pattern at the Sevi Islands,
ooh,
you could get a Pokemon that had a level over 100. That was one that I remember. And like, with how Red and Blue is coded, like, yeah, I believe it. I believe that that's possible somehow.
In Pokemon Reborn, if you lose to Shelly exactly 32 times and then choose to side with L before the arcade fight, you can obtain a Groupon. No! Don't correct that typo. Don't correct that typo. That's so good. That's so good.
That's you can obtain like a Total Gym 6-month fitness membership
for only $19.99.
Oh,
that's $120 value.
What a deal! What a deal! I'm a big fan of that.
Yeah. Yeah, the Reggies being like that, I think, is actually super cool. I know a lot of people don't like the Reggie thing, but I think that was neat. I really enjoyed that. That's also, it's similar to how I also really enjoyed the bullshit with Altair and Neopets.
Yeah, and like the comment about you can get it level more than 100 by doing certain things and go surfing. Like, you can pretty much do anything with Pokemon Blue if you really wanted to.
That's literally
that game
anything.
Is rather horrifically broken.
That's true. I just needed to learn how to execute ACE, or arbitrary code execution, as a child. That's all I needed to do. Hi, Siawak, welcome.
Hi, we figured out that you can manipulate the variables in a stupid way to get the game to do whatever we want. And so now we have a Groupon for Total Gym.
I love interpretive dance in Pokemon Blue.
On the computer sciencey person side of me is like, wow, that sounds fascinating. And the normal person side of me is just like, ugh. This is just a coding exercise now.
It really is. I don't get it. That passage wasn't there before, was it? Are you making any progress up there? Well, yes, but we're not exactly sure how. We had just turned around and there was a new tunnel. Like something really big just dug through the stone. Whoever did that would have to be extremely strong and large.
Maybe it's just an incredibly efficient construction crew from Spinel.
That makes sense, yeah. And nearby. Be on your guard. I'm going to keep moving. Be careful. We should get going too. Maybe we can find a way down to meet her. Tell you what, this style of mapping here that I did for this to make the chasm, it's just the same cliff layer repeated slightly darker each time. This is where I entered the dark zone. This...
look down there.
Okay, aside from that. So this is where I started using cliff layers and mapping. It was a while before we really adopted it fully again. I think the next time is Route 2. But
Swolaris. Bigmond.
True.
I hate this.
This style of mapping is really slow. I've complained about how Gen 3 cliffs are already super slow, and this did not help. It was not a good development decision. It is pretty. I don't regret it, but I kind of regret it.
I mean...
Because we do it with darkness here, but we do it with color in a lot of other places, and it's just not... it's pretty, but it's slow and tedious, and it's just better to use parallaxes. I should have just adopted parallaxes in the style, which is exporting the map as a background and then drawing over it with whatever to not conform the tile map. I used to do that with projects when I was younger, and I've missed it. We're getting back to it with Starlight, but I should have just done it.
Steelix is trans? Ugh. Woke video game alert.
True.
We need the woke video game siren, and I don't have one ready on my computer, unlike the baby cry, which I have on hand because I need it a lot. But
Yep, true. And Sam is right. We did end up in E19 changing the sprite because we realized there was a gender difference, a gender inconsistency. Favorite character has got to be Taka or maybe Heater.
Same.
I'm sorry, I enjoy your typos.
It's pretty good.
I'm glad that people like Heather, though.
Well, what
I
a
really
video. This game is the liberal game. I mean, gosh. So, this is
okay, that's
part of community lore. But somebody came in to the server while we were doing E19 testing, and they were really, really upset that Ace was non-binary, right? And they just refused to be anything less than an absolute shithead about it, and they were like, wow, this game is so woke. And like, that was back when I was still modding, and part of my usual strategy to things is I don't like giving out warnings if I don't have to. Like, I kind of hope you can figure it out on your own. But like this guy did not notice any of the gentle nudges, so I ended up, as a result of this giant asshole, creating the woke mono password. You can do a woke mono. This is an actual password that's actually been coded in, and you can run the entire game like this, where you're given Porygon as a starter, and you are locked to Pokemon that do not have a gender.
It's true, and that's a great time. Appreciate you.
Just.
So that'll. I hope he's happy with what he's done.
Just, yeah, like...
I very much appreciate that. Blue hair and pronouns, and you talk to him, well, I had blue hair and pronouns, nice. And that's the guy who was basically based off of the person who came in and complained about that shit.
Yeah, it's really just like, the entire inability to just take people seriously. and, you know, learn from things that do not conform to your worldview, right? Like, yeah, there are people who are going to be like this, right? Like, that's just, I don't even think that's woke. I think that's just life, but, you know, that's just also not the world we live in, so it's just like, ugh. So, you know, instead of, you know, dealing with the shitheads, instead of, you know, getting upset with the shitheads, no, we've made something out of it, right?
It's productive for everybody.
And you know, hopefully, and I really do mean this genuinely, right? Like, hopefully that shithead, you know, maybe comes back someday and is like, wow, I was
maybe
really
this was
a shithead.
not such a big deal, yeah.
Maybe this, yeah, you know, maybe one day that person also learns to enjoy the woke mono, and frankly, Ace, because like,
Ace is fun.
Like, come on, Ace is fun.
Yeah.
Come on. E19 really gave the game 2 of the best characters in the game.
It's not actually locking on its own. It does force all of the like eggs to choose the genderless options when possible, which was surprisingly often. But it doesn't actually impose restrictions like much like the other mono passwords. Another dead end. Just how big is this chasm? There's no telling, but it's putrid. What do you mean? There's nothing but acid down here. Acid?
This is also a theater kid.
What? Me? A theater kid?
Shut the fuck up. Play your stupid game. No, don't even. I've had it with you. Play your fucking game. I'm not even gonna look. I've had it.
What?
Play game right now.
It's been so long since I stepped into a theater at all.
That's not even true. That's literally untrue.
It's not lying, it's acting. I don't know what I'm saying at this point. Oh, like the kind we saw before. All of these containers look like the ones from the base. Energy byproduct. But how could it have gotten from the base to down there? Possibly the same way we did. But it also means we may not be far from the meteor base. In fact, based on that and this stone, I guess we're somewhere under the depths of Tanzan Mountain. Not actively bigoted, but kind of just off-put by Adrian's pronouns. Now I'm non-binary. Honestly, good for you. Stand the growth.
And like, no, see, but that's great. Like, that's kind of, you know, I think that it makes sense that if you've never seen, you know, somebody, if you've had no exposure to that before, and a lot of people haven't, right? Like, it makes sense that when confronted with something new, it can be a little uncomfortable, right? But then it's what do you do with that discomfort, right? Do you try to like adjust and grow and understand, or do you make an ass of yourself in a community that has I think at the time 12,000 people in it, like, right? Like, you know, that's the good ending, and really, you know, definitely like the best way for that to go. So
yeah, so big respect for that.
Yeah,
I'm super glad.
Hi.
We love to see people getting better, just in general. Love character development.
Yeah, and I think Ace has also been good for like NB representation and just, you know, getting people to actually, you know, take it seriously and consider it.
Yeah.
So
I wouldn't be surprised if the sudden injection of this poison upset the wild Pokemon. Whoever's causing those earthquakes must just be trying to retaliate against the Meteors for this toxicity. That's terrible. So it's all Team Meteor's fault. Like, I just want to cut out half of these lines. They're not adding anything. That's just where I'm at with this.
Oh no. Is that why this stream has partially turned into social commentary, because you don't actually want to play this part of the game anymore?
Yeah, like a little, honestly a little bit. Like, I really feel like I don't like the word repulsion in terms of disgust is too strong, but it's almost like a physical, like, repellent.
Yeah, it's just like, oh gosh, I did this.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, you're woke mono guy. You're looking back at what you did and you're like, oh, this is cringe.
Yeah, aversion. I don't know. Like I almost feel it physically. Like I just don't want to read this. And I had that issue in editing too, and it was harder to push through for this part of the game where we have all the route splits here.
Yeah. And like somebody earlier a little bit talked about like how normal people, yeah, there it is, Van Fannel, It's why so many non-shithead people buy into the pronoun debate. I think that some of that's just because, like, you know, there's the whole commentary around woke. Like, there are a lot of people who are incredibly overly harsh to those who don't understand on first glance, and I think that that's partially because they don't get what it's like to not understand at first glance, and, you know, there's a lack of distinction between people who truly don't get it and people who are assholes. And so I think that people who, if you see that that interaction, then it makes sense that when stuff like that comes up, you're gonna feel like a little bit, you know, like averse, right?
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, the people who are assholes to people who are, you know, trying to meaningfully understand, go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
If you're that uncomfortable with it, then you should take a moment on your own before you traumatize somebody else and let the cycle continue, right? Like, you know, it's just be nice to people.
Yeah. Do I like Ameverse for my games? I mean, if you mean my games like Reborn and Starlight, I guess. I don't really consider them to be in the same universe, though.
Yeah, like, I call it the extended Reborniverse anyway, to include, like, you know, Reborn, Rejuve, and Desolation.
Yeah.
I'm so low on words. I had to grasp at that.
That's okay.
I've worked on these games for years.
But like, I don't think it's fair to call those the Omniverse, because similarly, Rejuve and Deso aren't my games.
Yeah, so, like, I call it the Reborniverse because it's kind of like, you know, I think that, you know, maybe something that you don't give yourself credit for, and perhaps a lot of people don't give it credit for, is, like, this whole, like, Pokemon RPG, like, hybrid style game, right? Like a Pokemon JRPG-ish mesh, right? Mm-hmm. Like, Reborn really pioneered that. And so now there's, like, all of these other games that are popping up that are also, you know, really... They're Reborn likes. Hi, we've been getting into Dark Souls lately. It's their Reborn likes.
Reborn likes,
right?
Yeah,
so, you know, I'd say that Starlight is kind of in the Reborniverse because it's Ame's game, but it's also not literally in the Reborniverse the same way that the other games are not quite literally in the Reborniverse, right? Like, it's just, this is much more of like a you know, like a Smash Brothers type thing, right? Where it's just like, yeah, they're interacting, there's interactions, there's overlap, but it's don't think about it too hard. It's not worth it.
And I wouldn't call them clones because they all do their own things with it. I feel like that's almost like rude to them. I like you know, like as a suffix as opposed to a clone because that's, you know, they have their own differences.
Yes, no, they're definitely different, right? Like Reborn clones is a little It's a little bit too, words, God, what is, reductive. It's a little bit too reductive, right? Because it's like, I feel like everybody is doing, like, quite a different thing with it anyway, right? Like, the differences between games, even in vibe alone, is pretty significant. I feel like the games have a distinct feel to them, and, like, Rejuve stands out as, like, especially leaning into the JRPG part a lot harder, right? So just like, as far as the games are concerned, it's like a genre, right? Like, you imagine, like, pure Pokemon, pure JRPG, you know, like, Reborn and Deso are in a similar spot, and then Rejuve is a little bit closer to, like, the pure JRPG, but whatever.
I feel like 15 is totally old enough to play Dark Souls and Bloodborne, by the way. I don't know what's up with that comment. I also wanted to comment briefly on somebody talking about not having encountered Adrian's pronouns before. When I was introducing Adrian, I did some research at the time. It wasn't super common yet, but I wanted to figure out what the pronouns in question, like what would be the best pronouns for that, and looking at the usage, and back then they, them hadn't caught on, so I put my money on Z, them, and lost, and later regretted that.
Yeah,
but I feel like it's
rather significantly, but like that's
it's okay now because now the neo-pronouns have some like
neo-pronoun, they've grown a little bit. They them has really taken off a lot harder, but I think that if anything, its problem was more just that it was better at repulsing the people who would be able to be repulsed by that. and this is maybe a little bit easier for that flavor of person to kind of lean into.
Yeah. Let me get through this thing real quick.
Yeah, no, we need to get the fuck out of here and actually play some fucking video game.
Regardless, keep moving. There's got to be an exit somewhere. You stole the reverse fairy move. I'm not gonna try and read that. Why is there... Lara, are you alright up there? Lara? Find her! Steps off screen, immediately dies. Okay, so I think it was Lissa earlier who said, what is the plan for Steelix? And my answer to that is... fuck.
Does that filthy have Earthquake?
It does. Plan a suicide mission. Does that even work here? No, I changed it to Rocky, right? Did I change it to Rocky? Yeah.
Wow, you have... There's another place in this game that uses Rocky.
Besides Rock 2.
That's incredible.
Yeah. I just called it Rock 2. I don't know if Hydro Pump is going to be enough, but we can... Like, we have Aurora Veil, at least. So we'll see how this goes.
Earthquake would still be effective, but I guess if it's physical, that's probably not the most helpful.
Yeah. Like, part of my issue is Meech can't do anything. Swallow can't do anything. The other 4 might be able to.
Foul play?
Yeah. Like maybe. It's worth a try.
Just
I'm
die,
not counting it out. Yeah, just die and then go back to the box probably. Making a Pokemon game with RPG Maker because you were inspired. Do you have any tips for a beginner? Honestly, my biggest tip is to just try and have fun with it.
Just try and have fun, and don't go big, right? Like,
yeah, that's
keep
true.
it. Don't go big. Keep it reasonable, right? Like ambition is, I think that's good for like getting hype, but I don't necessarily think that's a good strategy
it's
for
not
making
a good strategy.
game. It's a good strategy for making an unfinished game.
This is not a smart decision. This game should not have been made.
like this game exists because it came out of this desire to have fun and not this desire of, oh, I want to make a game that's like this other game, right? Like, just don't, don't go big, developer of Reborn. Yeah, no, like, exactly, right? Like, it's, scope, right? Kind of, just make sure that you don't set yourself up for a shitload of work and a shitload of failure, right? Like, because, it'll be bumpy. It's always bumpy. And you don't see those bumps when you're first starting, so... Right, like, maybe just instead of making a big video game that has 18 badges, just make one with, like, 5. Right? Yeah. Just make a smaller, cozier game. Nope. No, it's not like there's Pokemon games that have gone smaller. Right?
they're actually...
maybe you just make a bite-sized game.
Yeah.
Right?
And that's pretty responsible for your first project. But I'm very serious. Like, it sounds cliche. I'm saying, like, don't worry about it. But I'm serious that, like, having fun is the best way to both make a good game and get better at it. Because if you are having fun, you will continue doing it naturally. And I would not want somebody to follow in my mistakes where I started pressuring myself a lot to try and make it better for the sake of being better and stopped enjoying it and caused myself, like, somatic pain. So, like, I am being very genuine that I honestly feel like, that is just the best approach. Just
I keep coming
enjoy.
Back to coding because I like it. I have a problem. Yeah, like... And another thing that I thought of in the background while you were talking about that was, I feel like in post-game, and I'm not going to spoil it for y'all, but, like, one of the best RPG Maker games that I've played is one of the post-game side quests. It's weird. This is another case where, again, because we're not talking about... We're not talking about stuff like that quite yet, so, if you know, you just know. But if you know, it's really good. There's some good stuff in that post game. So it's just like, make something that you like making.
Yeah.
And don't, I don't know. Good scope, and make sure that you like it. Those are the tips. You should shut the fuck up and finish this fucking section. Get the hell out of this mountain.
If Reborn were an official title, Game Freak probably wouldn't have added a speed up button. I hear Essentials wasn't a huge fan of that either.
They weren't.
Okay, yeah, let's get through this.
It's okay, we split off. It's amicable.
Yeah.
Mostly. Marin can continue to go fuck himself.
Amy, can you still hear me? How's Lara? That thing is moving fast. Whatever it takes, we can't let Lara... Watch out, it's headed your way. Yeah, like, side quests may not quite be the right word. It's just one of the individual quests. They're still part of the main path.
Yeah, like, Big Steelix is probably why I played this game, to be honest.
Oh yeah, I remember you telling me that.
Yeah, like, you know, this is really just... This area is just a bunch of filler and drama for that guy showing up.
Yeah, well, actually, and it's funny you say that, because I feel like this guy is the filler for Aber existing, but it's not presented that way. But...
No, it's... Listen, Big Steelix is cooler than the rest, right? This is a good moment. You should accept it.
Okay, fine.
Yes. Eat it.
This sprite was something I found. I was originally looking for a bigger Steelix sprite for this. I wanted to do Big Steelix. But then I found this sprite, which was incredible, firstly. Made by Josh something or other on DeviantArt at the time. So I used that, and like the fact that it was so much bigger than I had intended it to be ended up being awesome. But that is solely just because that is the size that the sprite happened to be. So big shout out to that random guy.
Big Yoshi, but it's Steelix.
True.
I'm just thinking about big guy just sitting there, you know?
Steady, Amy. We have to protect Lara. That's the thing that's responsible for the earthquakes. If we can take it down, it'll be a huge burden lifted. Do your best to subdue it. I'll see if I can get in position to help. That needed to be about 3 messages less.
That's true. No, you're right. See, this is just what personal improvement looks like.
What was that sprite maker I was working on a few weeks back? You mean the program? A-Sprite? Yeah. Is that what you're thinking of? If I were making Reborn now, which game gimmick would you rather in the game? Dynamax or Terratypes? I'm gonna go with Terratypes. I feel like there's more build potential there. Let's see what a foul play does. Fucking nothing. I'm glad that people like that. That took a little bit of effort, but I'm super glad that worked out. Let's see how much Hydro Pump does. So I'm going to take this loss, probably. Oh, I don't even make it. I meant to Aurora Veil before doing that for one thing, but I don't know if Aurora Veil would have saved.
What do you mean, what is that face? That's the Steelix face. Good on me for that. Steelix has been making that face for years.
Okay, if that killed Ninetales, I don't think that Aurora Veil matters. Wow, I'd just die. A-Sprite, the program. Oh, right, that's Rock type. Because this is Rocky Field now. But this held up well. Let's see, what can we do? Crunch?
Earthquake is still better.
Yeah, it sure looks like it. The hail damage isn't bad here. This thing is Citrus Berry, right? Yeah. Okay, so we're going to take this loss so that I can access the PC. Tor asked a question earlier about the relationship points that go on here. It's implemented weirdly, but what is going on here is that you get a relationship point if you win first try. So I am missing that relationship point, unfortunately. This was never a Nuzlocke. Though I did forget about this fight. I probably should have planned for it better. Meech does pretty well.
That's so much better than I expected.
Wait, this was actually close. Because of Meech.
Look at you not believing in Meech.
Yeah, damn.
You deserved that.
I do. Oh, I don't like that PC spawns into view after the load-in. So we did some work in organizing, I believe. We have a bonus Caracosta friend here, just cause Tortellini. Shout out to Lissa. We leveled this up because we are now arranged for this. And I don't know if there is anything else of note. You know, I just hovered over this unthinkingly, but maybe this is right. What do we have on this now? Nothing. Oh, Super Fang.
Super Fang
actually
sounds significant.
Yeah. Wait.
Yeah, like listen, Hail, Super Fang, and Meech could probably just win this.
I think you're right. Please, yeah, I would appreciate that. That would help us keep it organized, and I would appreciate the more detailed report on that. And if you could, if you still have the save file for that, that would be super helpful. But I would definitely appreciate you making a forum report. You kept that to help me catch shit. Well, now you're gonna keep it to help me kill shit. We are kill time. Alright, so everybody here, I guess maybe Zoroark. Is there something to use besides Zoroark, like Ditto?
Yeah, Super Fang is the 50% HP. And same, frankly, I always mess that up. So, Ditto will copy all of the non-HP aspects.
Yeah. I'm going to go ahead and lead Aurora Veil still, and then we'll go Aurora Veil, Super Fang, Ditto. Oh yeah, I forgot about level being factored in damage calculation. That's a good point. I always feel like that's weird to me.
It's only because you're rude.
Damn. Alright. Let's go Amro Bree. Nom. If that missed, that would have been... Second Super Fang, let's go! I didn't actually expect Aurora Veil to protect.
No, look at how good that was. Feel like you should have thrown out Meech so that Meech got a moment.
Yeah,
that's okay.
Maybe that's okay.
You know,
last episode was Meech's time.
You can re-respect Meech.
I do respect Meech.
Just earth quacking.
There's something really funny about this to me. Just the small Steelix versus the big one. Oh, that's still non-effective. But I guess I probably didn't have a... Bitch!
Wow, this fight is going nowhere.
No, it's fine. The hail stopped!
I just think it's comically funny how, like, if you had led with Ditto, it would have just been like... Munch,
munch, munch, munch, munch, munch,
munch, munch.
They just make out, although one of them is bigger, so it's more like a floor types. And
that's fucked up.
Or maybe it's like a Ouroboros.
I'm calling the CEO
Ouroboros snakes eating their tail.
I'm calling the CEO of Twitch and getting you banned. Oh. Simp! No! That's the CEO of Twitch call.
Ooh, the backhand.
Simp!
Getting that bit after this cutscene to work, because it kept clipping in front of the cliff, that was super obnoxious. So what's going on there is that this front of the cliff, I think my mouse picks up, this front of the cliff here is actually rendered as a character graphic on top of the Steelix. So that's why I actually cannot move forward, otherwise I would disappear under the cliff. Giddy up, you dumb beast! Amy, grab Laura and hop on. We're going for a joyride. And then this is sure an awkward transition that occurs. I just don't like this part of the game. I'm in pain.
Why didn't you fix it when you were going through the game?
Well, so because of the route split, it was a huge pain, and also I feel like making a more expressive part of riding the Steelix would have been a huge pain in the ass. Hi. I feel the weight of all of my sins bearing down on me through your eyes. I also like your eyes.
Oh my god, now this is gay.
Alright, here's the plan. Meteor still needs to be stopped and Lara needs to be taken home. It's not that far. I can easily take myself there. No chance. I'm not taking any risk of you getting hurt again. So Amy, I'm going to leave dealing with Meteor and the Pulse Abra to you. I'll escort Laura back home and then be right behind you. Get in there, terminate that Abra, and get out ASAP. From the sound of it, their real leader is coming anytime now. If she gets here, it's only going to be trouble for us. Understood? Let's move. Man, how can I be gay? It's almost like I'm gay or something.
Oh my god, you're gay. That's so gay.
That's pretty gay.
That's gay.
Oh, that's gay. Oh, right. I added the shortcut here, so I don't have to do this anymore. I remembered! Alright, are we healed? We're healed.
That was a really good slap sound, though. that was my forehead.
Okay.
That was good.
So Abra is very straight. Just hyper beam
Anti-gay.
recharge. That's not.
Look, how could I not take that joke after everything?
I guess so. Let's see. I think main killers are going to be Flygon, these three. So these three are probably going to be there to take the hyper beam. I'll see if I can at least get an Aurora Veil off. This shouldn't be too hard. Yeah, even first making Abra, I knew it was a situation where, like, this is going to be a battle that is more scary than it is difficult. Behave, you stupid vermin. That is, would you please listen to us, Abra? I have 3 dragons right now. It's the opposite of my normal fairy tale runs. I mean, maybe I'll just evolve into a fantasy core theme. I believe that was Abra's way of politely declining. You little... What? Amy made it back? This thing really is useless. Perhaps it would be best just to terminate the project before this Lynn arrives. It sounds like she has a rather critical nature. This level of uncontrolled power would indeed be unacceptable. But can we really hurt the poor Abra after all we've put it through? We can't do anything at all if we can't even get close enough to deactivate the machine without this stupid thing jumping us away. I don't need your sass, Abra! Amy, you wish to spare the people of Spinelltown the chaos caused by this untamed teleportational energy, correct? Good idea. Let's just let Amy deal with it. Go ahead, take the little bugger out. It'll work out for all of us with how annoying it is. Zell? Okay, that's enough. Amy, deal with this. We aren't gonna stop you. Just take down this thing and you can put the Chaos and Crystalia to rest.
I do appreciate, these, weird little interactions with the meteors where it's just like, ugh, fine. We're not even gonna kill you. Just help, please.
Yeah.
We're desperate. We'll stop trying to kill you for like 5 seconds while you deal with this.
Maybe 3. Why must Mewtwo ever have hyper? I'm glad that it's clear that it is like the Mewtwo armor from the first movie, though. Let's go ahead and sure. Bonk. How much does this do? That just 1-hit killed.
Wait, one hit kill.
Earthquake. It crit, but still. Yeah.
Flygon is still pretty good.
Yeah. Alright, thanks,
For
Flygon.
for your victory.
Thank you.
See, and now we've gotten to the interesting story because
Thank you.
we've stopped talking about, social politics.
Uh-huh. Okay, good fight, everybody. I'm so sorry I had to come to this, Abra. Please stop discriminating against Grandma. Look, Sarah. I already like Flygon despite it being ground. Flygon, unfortunately, is not going to change my opinion of ground mons. It was already exempt. The first time I saw Abra like 7 years ago. HP -5. Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm. Just gotta figure out how to rebalance it with a cookie in my hand and a mouse in my other hand.
That seems to be a relief. So, Eve, will the nearby regions return to normal now, or is the damage permanent? Any objects that have been moved by Abra's energy previously will remain where they are. And further, there are likely some objects that will still move already having been imbued with unstable psychic energy. However, no more instances of such things will be created. Slowly, Cryssolia will calm itself.
Translation. Ame didn't want to go around and reinvent that, so yeah, go fuck yourself.
I really didn't. What is my favorite pulse? One of the E19 ones. I don't know if I have a strong preference between them. Probably the trauma one. Lynn has just arrived. Amy is back already? Yes. And they helped us subdue Abra, so... Subdue? You terminated her project? It was unresponsive to all methods of control. Ugh. Right. Then Amy will simply have to take the fall. You did not authorize this, or it will be your head. Understood? Report. We experimented with using the pulse to amplify Abra's powers and to teleport a party into the heart of the ruin. However, Amy interfered and forcibly terminated the project before it could be controlled. We were just about to dispatch with her. And what of the other creature lurking in the back? Excuse me for the tardy introduction. My name is Dr. Sigmund Kongel, resident psychiatrist to Reborn City and proud administrator of the city orphanage. Dr. Kongel has been a great asset to us. With his help, we have now obtained 2 of the 4 keys, Ruby and Amethyst.
Keys nuts. Sorry, continue.
Forgive me for asking, but have we somehow met before? Impossible. Yes. As for the other keys, Solaris has a lead on Sapphire and the Emerald. Go on. There is no particular news about the Emerald brooch. Lying becomes you serious. I beg your pardon. You may have received no shortage of praise from Solaris, but do not assume you can talk down to me. I still have seniority, and I will have know your place. Serious. Or has it not already made itself known to you? What more will you lose before you learn it? You set up that fake emerald brooch. A bold accusation. Can you provide any evidence? As the one who rigged it to explode, you already know the answer to that. Do you know all that was lost up there? Can you not create a more professional outlet to vent your frustration at your own failures? To turn on your fellow commander? I fear it will call into question your loyalty. My loyalty? Your competence as well. An astute leader like yourself should have the common sense to know when to fight, when to stay quiet, and when to bend the knee.
Lynn's locked up and only has Game of Thrones.
What?
Lynn's locked up and only has Game of Thrones.
Oh, to read?
Mm-hmm.
I see. I haven't actually watched any of that myself. Is that similar style? Or... I see.
There are some moments that is reminiscent of.
Well, good. I'm interested in that. It's a shame that they never made a TV show of that or anything.
Yep, you're fucked.
Commander! A giant Steelix has just breached the side of the base. It's tearing it apart. What? You wouldn't happen to know anything about this, would you, Amy? Size does not equate to strength. I'll deal with it. Alright, Steelix, you want revenge on these guys just as much as I do, right? That's what I thought. They trashed your home, so let's trash theirs. Saphira, who are you? Do you believe that you can protect your sisters by destroying us? Do I know you? Your petty family bonds are meaningless. Petty? If anything threatens my sisters, I'll tear it apart. That's loyalty. Something you've probably never heard of. Family, loyalty, it's all meaningless. All that matters is pure, unbridled power. Hydreigon, demonstrate. Amy, leave us, now. This will be your only chance. I forget if I had extra dialogue. She looks so similar to you. Good luck, Amy. Lumi, Amy is the enemy. Don't wish them luck. Oh, right.
Hey, I just want to say, now that we have, now that post-game Lynn is written, and now that I'm reading this, I'm just like, oh my god, she's having so much fun. She's just sitting there like, oh my god, this is the eye-rolliest thing anybody's ever said.
She's just sitting on a rock.
And I'm loving it.
She's got her popcorn. She's got her marshmallows. Go.
I'm too edgy for my Hydreigon, too edgy for my commander. I'm so edgy, it hurts.
I will not afford you the chance to be told twice. And then you just can't talk to him again after that. I was wondering just now what I did with that, and I appreciate that choice on my part.
Oh, look at you, you're so cool. Look at you appreciating your own choices. I'm Ummi, and I think I'm so cool.
How did I say Hydreigon? Like that? Hydreigon? I guess the emphasis on the Dre. Are the pulses just based off of all the insane ideas Pokemon have had over the years? Like Wonder Guard, Ghost Dark type, Sturdy, 1 HP, Contrary, Leaf Storm. Just as a what-if scenario for where those strats require no setup prior. I mean, I didn't think of it as exploring things that people have said previously. It was more like, okay, so for Clawitzer and Mime, I wanted to make a pure offensive pulse and a pure defensive post, and it was a matter of how we got those to work. Mm-hmm. And then Camerupt was, how can we make a fun puzzle fight for post game?
What about Cindy, Susie, and Mary Lou?
So I didn't actually design those graphically. That was and I wish I had their name. I don't. That's a failing on my part. But somebody volunteered that for me to use the visuals, and then the battle part of that, the first one was very much whatever. Let's just, break the rules and bend them for a fun challenge. And then during E19, we wanted to rework them from all being grass poison to being rock ground, to help discourage fire types from having quite such a free time in the early game.
And also to break up the monotony just a little bit.
Yeah.
Just a little bit. I mean, come on, like Pulse Tangrowth the first time is, a pretty dramatic reveal, but the same Pulse the second time, same Pulse the third time.
Mm-hmm. That's not what I meant to do. I meant to hit the save button.
Wow, Ummi.
Yeah.
I can't believe you just did whatever it is that you did, which I wasn't looking at a second.
I don't think this dialogue is significant. Yeah, but she was so cool riding that giant Steelix. Do you think when she comes back she'll let us all take a ride together? She fell off at the peak of Tanzan Mountain. Saphira probably won't make it. Noelle, don't lie. I'm not. Nomos says it's a rough fall too. Don't get your hopes up, alright? If you don't have any hope, then how can you keep moving forward? Oh, please. I'm sure she'll pull some midair Dragonite, help me out thing and then just fly away peacefully. People in our family don't go out that easily. Speaking of your family, where are your parents? There's a reason we were in the orphanage, Rather than that, who was the woman with the Hydreigon? There was a lady there? I didn't see anyone. Yes, Anna, that Hydreigon didn't just appear on its own.
Oh my god, take off your fucking spirit-colored glasses.
Okay, reminder appreciated, Lissa. Someone was writing it. Amy, would you have any idea? Lynn? That's a gross name. Hey, you didn't happen to get my pendant back, did you? The amethyst pendant? What do you mean they're using it as a key? A key? Wait.
Keys and nuts.
I just remembered an old story I read.
And with that, I'm migrating behind the thing so that I can sit in a more comfortable place.
Okay.
So,
I'll miss you.
Goodbye, kind of. I'll still be here. I can still make fun of Ame once she gets to a part of the game that's a little bit more interesting.
Fair. In the story, it described an ancient city built around the crash site of a meteor. The temple that housed the meteor was sealed by 4 crystal keys: ruby, sapphire, emerald, and amethyst. But the city fell into ruin and it was lost. What if your amethyst pendant is actually the key from that story? Then that would mean that the ancient city became reborn.
I can't believe that you're just ripping off of Thousand Year Door.
Which I hadn't played at the time.
What a ripoff. Hopefully the people are smarter than that.
So, the ancient temple is just underneath Reborn City? That must be why they blew up the grand stairway. I heard when the city officials explored underneath the stairway, they found a huge cavern with a ruin at its base. They found the lock, and now they need the keys. Heather's ruby ring must be one of the keys too. We have to stop Team Meteor from getting those other keys. Whatever they're trying to do down there, it can't be good. Which leaves Emerald and Sapphire, right? Wait, so those keys are embedded into jewelry, right? Lara, do you remember those sapphire bracelets Dad gave you as a present for your birthday that one year? Oh, I had entirely forgotten. Where are they now? I lost them when Mom and Dad died. Oh. It's possible it didn't survive the fire. Fire? Is that where you got those burn scars from? And for the last time, I don't have any scars. See? Perfectly clear. I don't see anything. Right, sorry, I keep forgetting. I won't talk about them anymore. But since it's important, what fire are you talking about? Well, it was something that happened with Charlotte when we were younger. Yeah, okay, I don't want to be here for this. Charlotte! Awkward. Yeah. So, how's everybody doing? Oh, I know. While they're out and about, why don't Amy and Noelle finish the battle from earlier? I suppose it's necessary. Okay, let's go outside. Last one there is a rod and execute. Is the implication that the land changed so much that the original temple was completely covered in rock, or was it just built underground? I'm sure it was probably partly underground, but there is... Because it would have been the site of a crater. You know, meteor. So it would have been somewhat underground anyway. And
Team Crater just doesn't have the same ring to it.
It sure doesn't. And we'd just be ripping off of the old Pokemon Crater site. Shout out to anybody who remembers that. But basically we flattened out the ground when making the modern city, as opposed to building it into the crater. Which, now that I think about it, calling it something about a crater probably would have been a better name for the area, rather than beneath the grand stairway. I guess I'll be refereeing this one? No, Stern, I still believe in you, Amy. Okay. Noelle. Fuck. I should heal. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a King's Rock on Meech, and I'm going to lead with that. This was not serious. But I'm actually kind of thinking about it. I don't actually have King's Rock yet.
Copycat. Something why I never shakes fist.
True. Okay, so actually, Clefable is a non-issue for me if I play it right. If I hold my cards right.
Yeah, don't hold them facing the wall.
always make that mistake. So it's always weird to me when people say that Noel is super easy because he used to have the opposite reputation and he got nerfed a lot. And then I tried to buff him for E19 again. Is it within E19 that you still found him easy? Yeah, well, I have Sludge Bomb, so that's fine. Oh, Toxic Spikes. Well, that doesn't matter, because that Clefable's magic card anyway. Clefable is not a big deal. One thing I don't know if I've mentioned, for leaders who were strong in the release, please buff Earthquake for E20. No, what? I tended to try and leave the leaders of each episode extra strong and then nerf them later, just to try and make it like the final challenge of each episode that they will be left on a little bit longer lasting. And it seems like maybe Noel stood on his for a little too long. Noel is just right in terms of difficulty. Yeah, I felt pretty good about where Noel is at. I don't know. So Saphira and Hardy, actually, to an extent, all of the late game leaders are in a harder position with that because the player has so many more options by then. It's more difficult to control the difficulty. Rain means perfect accuracy. Hurricanes? I don't think I have anything with Hurricane, do I? I'll leave Air Slash for now. I don't really want to make the walk back if I can avoid it. So what would Noel's official field be? Based on his arena in the orphanage, it would probably just be a normal field. Like, no field effect. Oh, I see what you're saying. Got it. Swallow, well, Swallow's physical anyway. The post-game fight in the orphanage was psychic terrain, but that's because of post-game New World shenanigans. It wouldn't have been psychic terrain in reality. There is shit going on there. Let's just see what happens. Or whatever. Forget it. I'm not putting Zoroark back though. I keep doing that. Yeah, it'll be fine. Alright. Okay. Nomos and I are ready whenever you are. Like before, take your place. Okay. This will be a 6-on-6. It's singles, right? Either trainer can make substitutions, and the battle will end when all 6 of one trainer's Pokemon have been knocked out. Well, Nomos, do you think they can do it? Begin. Could the orphanage arena just be a scenario where his league supported tech that allows it to change fields? It very well could be one of those. Oh god, do I even live the Rock Blast to get Veil up? I forgot I switched it to actually starting with Cincinno.
Who's Cincinno?
Sorry, Meech.
There we go. Okay, that makes more sense.
We got our mascot. Meech Scott. No shot I live this, right? Like, no shot. Let's see if we assume that I take Rock Blast. I'll just switch into this, see how much it does. Which means we have a awkward. Do I live that? Yes. How much does that do? Not enough. And I don't take the heal. Alright, well that's fine. Alright. How much speed does Meech have? 182. Only Noivern can beat it. Okay. I didn't process that we had Tailwind. I did not at any point process that we had this.
Yeah, how did you not do that?
I don't know. That didn't kill. Okay. That did like a quarter. Hail will kill. No, not because of the grassy recovery. Jolly diff, it really is. Yeah, gosh, okay. I think this isn't it, Chiefs. Should have used Tailwind. Okay, so leader's taking advantage of fields because I assume that the 4 move limit does not exist in universe. So I don't mind stacking opponent teams to suit any field because I consider that them adapting to their environment freely. That's disrespectful.
I think
That is not a 2-hit KO. Oh, the burn! I guess I'll try setting up hazards. Incredible. Do I outspeed for a tailwind? No. Swallow's faster? Mine's not EV trained. But that's awkward. Let's see if we can take a facade. The miss! Oh, I guess it doesn't matter because wind is still up. That's awkward. Can I take it here? Absolutely not. Yeah, okay.
Are you the deadest motherfucker I ever knew?
Swallow versus Swallow, let's go.
At this point, you might as well just commit and copy Noel's entire team.
No shot. Okay, wow. Oh, we still have wind up though. I didn't actually ever go out to Golly, can I just shell smash? Do I outspeed if I smash? I really should have put Hail out first though. 58, no shot. Okay, that's awkward. Assuming that I can then knock out the Porygon somehow. Because I want Caracosta out with Aurora Veil against Swallow.
Kill!
We are doopy killing. The Swallow does have Steel
wait,
Wing.
not Meech. That one kill!
Okay. Oh, I outspeed that. That's good to know. Good try. Interesting. Okay, I'm going to switch Ninetales out so that we can get Aurora Veil later. Back after this wears off, hopefully. I don't think there's any point in setting Toxic Spikes up at this point. I just went here for the safe switch. Because it's just going to be Giraffe Rig right in the back. Does he still have that? Am I remembering that correctly? Didn't remember I had that. Interesting.
Oh
gosh.
Losing?
Oh, that crit. I think that crit mattered.
Uh-oh, you suck.
Not necessarily. Alright. Was Aurora Veil down? I didn't see. No, I have Light Clay. Oh shit, I have Light Clay. I could have just killed this. I forgot I had Light Clay. Interesting. Okay. Do the thing. Great. Alright, everybody go take a snack break. This is actually way faster with Bullet Seed.
Relative to...
Relative to Tail Slap. I'm gonna make sure that I don't miss the kill here.
Yeah, 'cause, I mean, it's... Is it the same base power?
Somebody in chat said that it worked out to be... It's the same base power.
Because, like, stab and the field...
Yeah, that should be the same, but for some reason this feels way faster.
Accuracy?
Maybe. Alright. Now, we know that Swallow outspeeds me. There's no reason for me to risk this. I think I can just Rock Slide. I actually don't need to Shell Smash here now that we're this far in the battle.
Shell Smash? More like... No.
Okay, it is still Giraffe Rig. Alright. And then, outspeeds you. I get outsped by a Giraffe Rig with Shell Smash?
Wow, you suck.
That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. We solve this. I'm going to set up Aurora Veil even though it's just one Pokemon just because it would be really embarrassing if I somehow died to a Giraffe Rig.
I suppose you never know with these people.
Okay, that went way better.
Did it! So as a reward, I would like to give you and stream a really quick image of what one who is known as Baby Child looks like. So let me just there you go. She's just a flop on the couch.
Very good.
She can't come to the phone right now because she's too flop.
Yay! Great job, Amy! In accordance with official Reborn League policy, I present to you the standard badge.
It's just, you know, a badge. It's
It's legally a badge. By having the standard badge, Pokemon, up to level 60 obey. Additionally, I'm supposed to give you this. I'm sure you know, but hidden power's type changes based on the Pokemon using it. It's useful to unlock inner potential and stuff, and I definitely won't go on to do that in post-game myself. That's all, right? Did I miss something? Amy just beat Noelle for a badge. How is Charlotte? She's fine, but I think she needs some time alone right now. Can you tell us what really happened? Well, it was a long time ago, but when Charlotte was very young, there was an accident. Back then, we all lived together. Charlotte, Saphira, and I, and Mom and Dad. She would sneak out late every night, usually just to play in the garden or stare out at the lake. Nothing harmful. And that was fine, because it was safe here. But one night, she was playing with her Vulpix, and as you can see, it's easy for a fire to spread in a place like this.
She is Fire Lord Luke Skywalker.
Saphira?
That's true, look it up.
I know, yeah. That is true.
Talking to the people on the internet, I mean.
Mm-hmm.
I know you know because I don't fucking shut up about it.
Eiley.
Really?
Saphira woke me up and rushed me out of the house just in time. But our parents didn't make it. Ever since then, it's just been Saphira looking out for us, especially after the doctor took us in. She's kept us safe for years. I really hope Charlotte's okay. I don't know what I'd do if she were... I'm sorry. I shouldn't cry. I should be strong like Saphira. No, it's okay. Cry all you need. Tears are just one way of getting sadness out of the body. Come on, let's go inside, okay? Nostra says you'll feel better if we have a snack and sit down. Which is a weird line in the context of seeing what Noster's dialogue is actually like. Alright. Amy, can I talk to you in the other room for a second? So that bit used to be pretty awkward. That was the cutoff to episode 9 and 10, I believe. And it made sense to make that a mandatory story trigger between episodes, because that was how I picked the story back up after cutting it off at E9. But then mandating that we go talk to Noelle for story flow in E18 was weird. So I'm glad that we made that optional. You can just leave at this point. In E19 now. Yeah, there is an example of it late in post-game. Yeah, I'm pretty sure after you beat Noelle. Definitely, I'm pretty sure after you beat Noelle, you can just go to where you meet Saphira next. But I was going to say, this is also like a weak moment, because sitting on the tension of whether or not Saphira was alive after E9 was fine. But sitting on the tension of whether or not Saphira is alive for like half an hour, maybe less, depending on how long it takes you to fight Noelle, it doesn't really have anything to it. Thanks, Anna. You're right. I shouldn't be too hard on myself. I just can't stand the thought of losing either of them. Not when they're all I have. I don't know how they always keep their cool all the time. Saphira tells me that our emotions make us strong. I understand how she finds the drive to fight as hard as she does all the time, but me... I think I'm just compromised. Then she tells me, no. I'm just a different kind of strong. I don't know what that means yet, but maybe someday I'll learn. You just relax, okay? Don't worry. I'm already taking care of everything else. Do you really think that Saphira could have survived that? It's such a steep drop. You must give Laura a sandwich or you will fail. True. It must be tomato, lettuce, and fake meat or you will fail.
I want tuna. Said, give me a salami on rye, lettuce, mayo, mustard.
I think she wanted a ham and Swiss. Oh, thank you for the sub.
Now you mixing that up with Paul.
Oh, okay. The episode dialogue tease you remember is the one at the end of episode 13. Flying Jim would have been episode 15. 13 was Charlotte. I know the others are trying to save face, but there's no use in denying the obvious. There's a very high chance that Saphira is dead. We can't sit around and wait for her. But there's no way that Anna will let me leave. If we're being pragmatic, someone needs to go look for her. Based on where in the Steelix fell, it won't be far from Tanzan Mountain. Whoa! Did the top of Tanzan Mountain just explode? That's where Team Meteor's base was, isn't it? Perhaps you'd better hurry. Okay, am I healed? I sure ain't. I'll hurry. And by hurry, I mean I'll take a nap and apparently accidentally use a repel right in front of the bed. Who doesn't spray down their bed sheets with a good Febreze before taking a sleep? Alright, I've just remembered it, so let's go through the new round of interview and profile. And then I think we'll go ahead and call it, because we are on an hour, and this is a good enough stopping point.
It's been the standard 3 hours.
Yeah, this has been a standard length stream. Alright, who we got? Today we've got a special interview with a certain DJ Arclight. Arclight, you've made a name for yourself on the radio, and now TV programs too. But do you care to introduce yourself? For sure. DJ Arclight coming to you live. You all know the nightclub up on Castelia Street. That's my playground. And what's a nightclub without some beats, right? That's where I come in. How long have you been in the music industry for? Ever since I was banging on my mom's table at dinner time. What got you interested in music? To be straight with it, I don't see what gets people out of it. Music is what makes life worth living. Well, isn't that lovely? Any final words for our viewers? Yeah, all you aspiring singers out there, you keep up on your dreams and you don't let go. Best way to be an Ace member is to clear the Elite Four, so I'll be hoping to see all of you real soon. Give him hell. Well said, and thank you for your time, your honorable DJ-ness. Okay, that's definitely an interview that exists. Why did I write these? Profile. I'm your host, DJ Eric. Right now on air, we've got a report on Grandmaster Radamus, Reborn's psychic leader. Radamus is a cheery man with a fascination for assorted hats. Ranging from fashionable to outright bizarre, his wardrobe and mannerisms toe the line between defying and defining the logic. Of course, as a Grandmaster of chess, his logic must be solid. Having amassed a fortune from tournaments, he lives in his very own personal castle. Why is castle capitalized there? That should not be capitalized. Somebody please report that as a typo. Who would actually be the Ace members at this moment? That's a really awkward question. I don't want to talk about it. So
Ace.
True, it's Ace. Can I be Ace if I beat the league?
No.
So yeah, Lissa actually technically was. The whole Ace member nightclub thing is because we had a secret forum on our site called the nightclub, and you had to actually buy into it with on-site currency that you just got from like posting and stuff. So it became an exclusive forum, which was fun, but we removed it because it got elitist. Anyway, there were people who had Ace membership, but in the context of, so we made the nightclub in-game match the lore of the online site. But what is the context to be in there? Who would be in there? Like, if we look at it realistically, nobody has cleared the league, so it's just the gym leaders. I guess it's just a high society nightclub for the leaders and, like, league staff? Question mark? But, like...
Staff chat?
It's staff chat. There's not a good answer for that.
No mods, they're always biased and elitist.
True. It is being gatekept, that's true. Personal castle, complete with a chessboard arena. In battle, his psychic abilities can shift the pieces around, including making them attack your own Pokemon. Fight back it by beating him at his own game. I probably should have updated that for the chess field changes. His ace Pokemon is already well known himself, the one and only Gossip Gardevoir, who runs other segments on the network.
Wah.
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 His strength is matched only by a pep, so make sure you're ready when going into battle, otherwise you'll find yourself right in check by the two of them. That's all for now. Alright, let's go ahead and call the stream there. We will pick up next time going into Route 1 and see about Radamus. The Guard of Wario. I hate that.
Wow.
Thank you all for being here.
Yo.
It's been nice. Nice to chat. Nice to just have a relaxing stream for once. I'm very grateful for that.
Is this relaxing?
Compared to expectations and compared to the past couple weeks, yeah.
Weird. Okay.
Yeah. I don't know what ones you all haven't already done. Oh, thank you for the follow, October. I haven't mentioned that. But pick the one that is closest to the top right, whatever that means. Okay. Bye-bye, everyone.